Good morning, traders. Who's ready to take a punch and give one back? Because I'm ready to get after this market. Got a lot of swing trades on. It's time to manage at first. And like always, try to get a reward. Let's see what we can come up with today. Who's getting that chicken dinner? I know I want some butter chicken today. Let's get after it.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Got them all. Yes, it's good morning to see you guys out there. I'd love to see you guys in the chat. One of the things I got to definitely say, I actually spoke to kind of a different company about live trading the other day. And one thing that I was really proud to say was that we are truly a supporting community. So I know that, it's not about getting the feels on before the show starts, but I'll tell you guys, really, I thank you for you guys out there that have truly made this a truly supporting community, because there's one thing that Zunaid, Ryan, and I can do. We can definitely kind of lead you guys that way, but it's up to you guys to determine if we're really going to be supporting of each other. And I definitely see it in the chat. So shout out to you guys out there. Let's bring the boys on. We got, of course, Zunaid in the house. Ryan, you ready? Oh, of course he's ready. Let's get it, guys. It's good to see you guys, definitely. And it's always a positive, right? I can tell you guys, I've been in like over 8 different chat rooms with the top of the top. And I can tell you at least probably about 90% of those chat rooms were really not supportive. It was always a battle between traders on if they made money or you didn't. Or even worse, a battle towards the educator that's trying to teach you, right? The educator made money and then you lost. And then you're like, oh, well, I hate you, or you lied, or stuff like that.
Sold into me.
Yeah, you sold into me. You're against the little guy. Nah, that's not what it's about, team. Let's just be honest. We're all in this in the same kind of standards. We all have the same opportunities. We all have the same capabilities, right? I can trade the same things that Zunaid can trade, that Ryan can trade. We got to go ahead and work on our decision-making skills. That's what trading is truly about. And the best traders never, ever blame something else. It's always their decision-making that determines their trades. And when you notice that, try to catch yourself, because just catching yourself in those moments is going to give you that benefit and start building up that discipline. But enough on process. Let's get right to the action. Let's take a look at the stocks. Of course, it was all about CPI today, and we're definitely getting an up move on that CPI. Let's talk about what we got, of course, on the year-over-year outlook. We got 5% versus 5.2 estimate. That came down from 6%. That's a big move, right? That's a full percentage point. So overall, for a year-over-year outlook, that's looking really great. And the SPY reacted to it, right? I mean, we definitely got a big spike right out the gates, and it's pulling back some now. You guys can see that on the 5-minute, how we got up there towards 113.45. We even got to 113.75 on the second candle and started to pull back. Now, one thing that I will be looking for is a kind of little quick red to green style move here. And that's what I'm going to be looking for in a lot of the tech names. But I got a lot of swing trades on today, so I'm going to do my best to quickly run through them here. Let's go. Let's see what I got for you today, team. And I took some shots, so I'm excited. Let's get into the action. Cigna, I took this one based off of the healthcare outlook. Of course, Medicaid supposed to get that lift. Looking for Cigna to continue going, have it at 264.41. Gonna look for this one to continue pushing. Another kind of name that I have here, and let's get through the oil ones. I have ConocoPhillips, looking for a move back through the 109. I'm looking at Valero. Took a little piece of Valero yesterday. I got Valero at 137.09. Right now it's at 138. I see oil going higher. I can see it push through this triangle pattern, get through the 140s. If we can get through the 140s, I can see 145 and 150 in reach. So going to give Valero some room EOG is another one that I've talked about yesterday. Was looking for a push back above 124. Got into this one at 121.80s near the hourly low. So I'm really excited about this one up there towards 122.70s. We'll see if it can continue to run. CVS is another healthcare plan name that I grabbed. So I grabbed two of those, Cigna and CVS. And I did get into some staple action. I got KHC, Kraft Heinz Company yesterday. This one's just slightly up. I'll see if this can hold. I'm not too confident in defensive names today. I think some of these might actually be profit-taking opportunities. So we just got to be careful with that. And then the last one I have here is DHR. This is a diagnostics and research stock. Danaher Corp. And of course, I'm seeing this bottoming action. I've been seeing healthcare get strong as of late. So I'm going to actually look to see if this can get back above 255 and actually make a nice move higher. This one I'm giving some room. So I have to give this one room to below 244. I got this one at 250.76 with a tiny piece. Want to add to it, but always got to be careful for the range, right? So I'm going to look for pullbacks towards like 248, 246 if I'm adding to DHR. That's it for me, team. Kicking it to you guys.
All right. I'm ready to roll here. I promise, Zunaid, I'll go quickly and leave you some time. I actually don't have a whole lot off the movers tool today. As Mitch said, we got the CPI report. Clearly, that's what the market was waiting for earlier this week. Incredibly low volume. Really, the opening print and the closing print was the only time there was any action, and the market was pretty stagnant otherwise. Now that we've got the CPI print, let's see if we get a little bit more volatility and a little bit more fireworks in the market over the next couple of days. We're also expecting the meeting minutes, Fed meeting minutes later today, so that could make the close interesting here. Now, as far as the actual print goes and how the market reacted, actually the market spiked to the SPY spiked to 413.75. I have as the high print. And if we look at the daily SPY chart that I have here, if I put my cursor on the trend line, 413.90. 413.79, pretty close. So it looks like we spiked right up to the trend line. We were rejected at that trend line, and we've retraced some of the move. So it'll be interesting to me to see if we actually can take those highs out and close above that trend line. That would be this green one that you see here on the chart. Or does this still mark the top and we come back in? I'm still, the CPI report doesn't change my overall look. I still think that there's another downdraft coming, a significant one in the market, and probably going to happen in 2023, but I just can't tell you exactly when. So I'm trying to use risk management to position myself around that. We'll see what happens here with the SPY. Definitely a good report. The report today is easing the worries of a prolonged Fed rate hike, as we're likely to see 25 bips in May and then a pause in June, and to see if that is actually getting inflation under control. So we shall see. Next thing we're going to take a look at, I'm going to borrow a page from Mitch's playbook here and go over any swings. It's been a long time since we've been swinging some stuff. But Caterpillar yesterday on those massive calls. Zunaid, did you see those calls yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's literally what I just thought of. Yeah.
You weren't here, but you saw the calls because they were gigantic. So just to give you an update, we closed, by the time we took the trade, there were about 7,500 contracts traded. At the close, there were like 33,000 plus. We look today, there's 16,100 still being held in the open interest. So still a lot of interest in there. There were people flipping them yesterday, day trading them yesterday. Obviously, they've closed about half of those total calls yesterday, half of the volume yesterday. So we'll see where CAT goes. Still long and strong here. We have another up day here. Going to set my stop at break even just to make sure that this trade cannot turn into a loss. So that would be the risk management that I was just talking about. Moving on here. Looking at the movers tool, we do have a couple of issues here today. First one is going to be CELS, ticker CELZ. Creative Medical Technology shares are trading higher after the company announced a one-year follow-up data significant efficacy using CELS 001 to treat patients with type 2 diabetes without any serious adverse effects reported. Okay, diabetes always going to be movers of stocks. It is there's a lot of people that suffer from that, and drugs for that are often sought after. So I'm not surprised to see this popping here, but this stock was 40 cents yesterday and it's $1.38 today. So let's keep that in mind. Whenever we have massive extensions in stocks like this, the stock up 166% right now, we would actually really love for this to come back into the VWAP. That comes back into the VWAP, and also that 118 support, that might be a good place to load and trade this. Next is going to be HTCR. This is Hardcore Enterprises. And this stock, it was $1.89 yesterday, or excuse me, this stock was just about $1 yesterday, $1.89 now, up 116% here. We also have a catalyst here. Hardcore Enterprise shares are trading higher after the company announced that it signed its 10th Go IPO contract. Now, I'm not really sure what that means, so probably going to have to look into that. Some more, but we are getting some opportunity here today, so we'll see if we can actually trade. We're actually right around the VWAP, so this one might be interesting. I'm going to watch how this behaves around the open. Next, we've got CYTO, and this is Altamira Therapeutics. This stock was as high as $3. We actually made a double top earlier in the pre-market, right around $3. We've given a lot of that back here. So we're back down at $1.79, almost retraced the entire move. We're a ways away, about 50 cents, or excuse me, 41 cents away from the VWAP here. So maybe we get a bounce back to VWAP, but let's see how this trades. This is really kind of broke down in the pre-market, didn't even wait for the market to open. TRTN, I think that this one is a buyout. I'm going to skip this for right now. Here's X4. We talked about this one yesterday. This one having another big pre-market here today. We'll see if we can actually pop the top here on 106 or if we come back in. Zunaid, I don't want to take up all of the time, so go ahead and finish us off here into the open.
Sounds good. It's just going to be Tesla for me. You've got a bit of a range here in the pre-market areas. So I'm looking for a long above 191.50s, and I'm looking for a short below 190s. I do have a dip buy currently positioned for 190.63 for 50 shares and then 190.07 for 50 shares. I believe we've got less than a minute here. So that's the one main trade I'm looking at. Also on the MES side of things on the futures. Let's go ahead and switch accounts because that's what TradeStation likes me to do. Looking to purchase some at 41.51.25 and 41.50.25s increments of 2, 2, and 1. Total of 5 contracts looking to be purchased. Stop loss will be below 41.45, and we'll see if we can get back to the upside. So looking to pretty much have a little bit of a dip buy, and we'll see how things go. By the way, on the CELZ, I believe is what you had covered. We got a resistance at 142. I'm looking to purchase some shares at $1. If we can go ahead and get all the way low there.
We can come back in, yeah.
Yep, so we shall see how that one plays out. But keep an eye on 142. That's resistance from the last time this puppy went ahead and went all the way up, which was on the 8th of Feb. Let's go ahead and lock in on Tesla and see how that trade gets going, if at all. All right. Ooh, look at that. There we go. So we're at long 50 shares on Tesla at the moment. Stop loss for me is going to be about 189.80s. All right, cool. That quick little scalp done, right? There we go. Was trying to take profits much, much higher, but nonetheless, you can see the trade idea itself worked. Unfortunately, my profits were a little too quick. Now we wait to see if it wants to pop up above 191.48 or not. Look at that. Who doesn't like 28 bucks? Who doesn't like lunch money? Let's see if we can do it again.
All right, and right out of the gate here, cat higher after that CPI report. So we're up about, let's see, the ask there is 435 on those contracts, up about 23% here. On that. So I'm going to let that one keep going here. We'll see where it ends up finishing. Stop back at break even. Impossible for that trade to be read now. So we'll go ahead and try and figure out something else to play here.
And that's all the way out to August, I believe, right?
That's right. August 18th, baby. We got time.
I'm going to go ahead and purchase if I can. This is going to be a risky trade, so hang tight while I go ahead and pull it up. I don't want to tell you I got filled if I didn't. Where is it? All right, we're going to buy one quick lotto here on Tesla. Matter of fact, I lied. I'm going to buy 2 lottos here on Tesla as it has pulled back a little bit. I went ahead and purchased the $200 calls expiring this week. My fill was, let me see. My fill on those $200 calls is 85 cents. 85 cents, $200 calls on TSLA, Tesla. And we'll see if we can crack above this 191.50 area. Come on, hippity hop. TTD, we had a little bit of a trend line drawn as it's looking to possibly break above that. Let's go back to Tesla. Still in the middle of our range. SPY. 411, by the way. If you're looking to purchase some SPY, matter of fact, here's what I'm going to do.
EOSE halted to the downside. Morning, Judge. EFAI, wow, that is ripping. Good call out of the gate there. Tapas, this is ripping here. That didn't, just big volume out of the gate. Why isn't it on the?
Come on, Tesla. How are you able to buy like equities multiple times without being subject to the pattern day trading rule? Because my account is on a margin account and has over $25,000 in it. I trade on a couple of accounts, one of them being TradeStation through TradingView that you're seeing right here. All right, Tesla coming back down. Is it going to give us
you could
a
also
fill?
switch. Oh, sorry.
You're good. Good.
I was just going to say, you could also switch to a cash account.
Cigna getting hit here out the gates here, team. It's pulling back significantly. If I see it break 260s, really, I might get out of here. So just let you know on one of the swing trades.
All right. Tesla. Now I've got 100 shares. My stop loss is pretty clear right here, which is going to be 100 shares at about 189.76, which could get a hit right here any second. And that's going to be a quick stop loss. So earlier you saw me make quick money on it. Now you saw me quick gains, or excuse me, losses on it. My Tesla YOLOs are down about 30%. We'll see how this 10-minute or 15-minute candle closes. Kala starting to run. Yeah, and if you would like, if you have less than 25,000, you can do what's called a cash account, so you can trade the amount of money you have in the account. And just be mindful of settlement dates and different things like that. I believe I've been ordered to purchase some SPY. I don't know why it's not showing up.
So
All right, Cigna.
My relative volume scanner today pretty much just has penny plays at the top here. NCMI with 32-cent stock, PBLA 63-cent stock, CYTO first move here was down. This was off the list here. We'll see if we can actually cross above 180 here. CELZ down to the VWAP, so maybe a potential bounce here on CELZ.
All right, SPY pulling back here, now creating kind of this bottoming action. I'm going to look for it to go to green here. Let's see if it does go green and gets back above VWAP and then starts pushing through 412.50s. See what happens. Out of that Cigna, could get out of CVS pretty soon here if it keeps coming lower. What's doing well for me is ConocoPhillips, DHR, and EOG.
You've got some shop calls coming in, the $50 calls coming in on the ask, maybe about $20,000 worth. Nothing too crazy on that one. Here is Tesla, still trying to get above 190s.
CYTO going here, it looks like. $188, this high spot here. We'll see if we can break that and go on CYTO. VWAP at 207, so we'll see if we can get there. That'd be a nice little scalp.
Where is my...
Micron's still holding after that earnings report.
With Micron, I'm looking at Marvell today. So if Micron can hold, I like Marvell.
Pappas, you're out already. Taking profits from GFAI, which had a monster move here today. Got right out of the open, 17 to 20. Great job there. Nice call. You're done for the day. That is a quick day at the office for you. Those are the hours I want.
If you're interested in meta to the long side, keep an eye on the 217 area. We're about $1.25 away from popping above the 217 area, but you can see resistance at least twice. Excuse me, third time would be pre-market. So that's an area to keep in mind. You do have Tesla that's right back above 190.
Long Marvell.
MRVL. Let's take a look at that. There you go.
Looking for this to get back above 41s here. SPY starting to make the move towards 412s. Going to look to see if we can get moving there on the SPY.
Amazon went ahead and touched 99.50, came right back up.
And just for so you guys understand, Marvell's a day trading position for me here.
My two main focuses are Tesla and Meta. Tesla and Meta.
Can't blame me for Tesla. It's definitely on my radar. It's done a little bit of a pullback here, but I don't know if it's pulled back enough just yet. But we'll see if that gets moving. SPY trying to make a move, didn't get up there.
Trying to bounce here, yep.
It's trying.
Yeah, if you're interested in Baba, somebody said Baba down, Michael. 97.50, right? A crack of that, because look at that. What is that right there? It's kind of an area right there. How many times it's obviously you poke through there, but once, twice, 3, 4, 5. And now you're trying to break below it. Could be an interesting play if it breaks down and then retest. That could be interesting if the market wants to come way back
SPY
down.
coming down a little bit. We'll see if it
As
actually
is
does
Tesla.
crack.
All right, our YOLO calls are currently down about 30%. Just because I'm going to go ahead and close these out here. But if we can go ahead and crack the 192s, I would go ahead and get right back in. So I'm closing this position at a loss of 30% total. All right, just filled on those.
Marvell, quick pullback here. Definitely pulling back. I'm going to go ahead and add here, but I got to hold really tight from here on.
AMD going right down to support of yesterday, about $93. What a red candle here. You can see resistance, support, support, support. Now what?
Lucy from yesterday making a move here. Good spot. Remember, this one moved late in the afternoon, right? So we finally got our big move yesterday. Kind of setting up again here for another move here today. Moved through that 4 level. Got a nice little volume spike. Let's see what happens around 444. No position in Lucy here today. I'm late to it. Good shout, though, Crow. And BNRG, the other one Crow's mentioning here. This was Bren Miller Energy. This was one from a couple of days ago. Multi-day move here on BNRG.
All right, looking at Soxel off of the 1627. It tried to recover it here. I'm going to look to see if we can make the move. I'm really watching the SPY to see if we can make a move up, but we haven't done that yet.
SPY looks like it wants to try and bounce, but it just can't get it going yet.
It's not getting it going, and it looks like it might test the 411.50
lower,
here.
yep.
Yeah, it might test that 411.50 here. So anything below that 440s, like let's say 40.38s, I'll get out of Marvell. It'll be a hit. It'll be like a full-size loss there, but we'll see what happens.
We're waiting to purchase some MES futures long at the 41.50 area, and we're waiting to purchase some SPYs at the 411 area. So let y'all know if I get filled on those.
SPY going down here, just cracked the 411.50s. Probably going to get stopped out. Yep, got stopped out in Marvell there.
CYTO, that trade has been completed here. So we went from 180, this little bounce and this clear out of 180 all the way up to the VWAP. Still going here. See, let me actually chart these next space off. Let's see if CYTO has more in the tank for later today. Oops.
SPY coming down fast here.
All right.
Pulling back here.
You've got on the MES side of things, we did go ahead and get filled. Let me go ahead and switch over.
SPY breaking down, Q's breaking down.
All right, so we're long at least 2 contracts at 41.51.25. I'm going to look to sell those at around 41.54.50s. Which just got taken out right there. So let's go to the 1 minute. You can see I have a bunch of orders. I had them kind of scaling in type, right? I had 2 contracts here, 2 contracts here, 1 contract here. This one did go ahead and get filled. It bounced right back up, and that trade worked out. Unfortunately, I couldn't get filled on the 3 remaining shares I wanted, or contracts that I wanted. Still going to leave these orders out here in case they do want to get filled. My stop loss on these is going to be about 5 points. So it's going to be 41.44.5. That's going to be my stop loss. And I want to go ahead and make about at least $50 on those. Actually, no, let's move it to about, let's go 41.
Out Valero there. Out Valero. Still have ConocoPhillips, DHR, KC, and EOG out of the CVS, Cigna, and Valero. Still got about, what, 4 plays on. Looking to see if we're going to get some kind of bounce in SPY, but right now it hasn't happened.
Yeah, Urban Farms. This is kind of what I'm watching for right now. This is kind of like the thought that's going through my head as I'm watching the trading action here. Futures down 20 some points off the highs. Imagine if the CPI numbers were bad. Yeah, it'd be a lot worse.
All right.
I'm not sure of that. This looks to me like the classic wiping of retail. So to me, this seems like let's wash it to the hourly lows, and then we'll pick it back up after retail gets out of here. So this happens often. I see this. The bigger banks do this all the time. They wash out retail, and then they pick it back up. So that's what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking to see if they'll pick it back up on hourly candles. But that's just what I'm looking at. A lot of times, don't forget, they know exactly when retail trades. And we see this often where we get downside action first, and then by the end of the day, it's right back up here.
Jay, real quick, Zunaid, I'm sorry. Let me just jump in here. Now up 2.4. I think you mean 2.4 kegs profit on the Bud puts from yesterday. Jay Rice having some fun with the trading. You love to see it. You love to see it. Zunaid, I'm sorry. You can get to something a little bit more serious.
No, you're perfectly fine. So on the MES side of things, we did go ahead and get filled 3 contracts with an average price of 41.50.50. Stop loss, as you can see, is 41.44.50. 2 contracts will be sold at a profit at 41.55.75, and 1 contract I'll leave as a runner. Going back to the SPY side of things, because I was looking to purchase, I told you guys the 411. So it looks like I did get filled 150 shares. Let me cancel this one. So I got filled 150 shares of the SPY at 411.07. That one's moving up. My stop loss was going to be approximately 410.70. So I'm looking to sell these at about 411.44, right before the 50-cent marker. Let's see which way this goes. The futures are moving up as well. Let's go a little double box. So you've got SPY on the left. You've got futures on the right. We'll see which way this cookie crumbles.
I'm looking at to see if Soxel can put in a double bottom or something like that. So that's what I'm looking at. Just trying to let the other swing trades work. Got to get some money back.
Now we just kind of sit back, relax, and see which way this goes. By the way, if anyone is interested in Apple, I'll take a look at that. I think the 160 is an area that I remember I was of interest in. There we go. 411 cracked for a second there on the SPY. Come on, y'all. Come on. Let's just get 50 cents. We can't get 50 cents, bro. No, that's how we gonna be. Okay. All right. Stop loss.
Q's going lower.
There you go. All right, that's a stop loss on the SPY, and that's going to be a stop loss on the MES side of things almost as well. Let's go ahead and flip to that. So you can see my stop loss there is 41.44.50, which could be hit right there.
Running it back, right back down where we were from yesterday's.
Whew. As soon as we broke that 411, it just had no chance. Just straight 50 cents to the downside.
All right, 947 here. They've pulled the Qs right back towards that 830 low. And so this is a time where I could be looking for that reversal action to come into play, at least for me. I'm going to be starting to try to get some socks out here. I'm just looking to see if it can double bottom for me first. Still haven't seen that double bottom. Q's actually going through that level now to 315.
Just straight
Definitely
down.
weak technology out the gates. Is this the expected reaction from what we saw? Not really. So this could either be profit taking, it could be washing out. But the interesting part is the banks weren't really getting hit here. So I was thinking maybe it's the banks that are leading us down. That's not the truth right now. So I'm just keeping an eye on it, see what happens today. Right now, definitely we're getting some pullbacks.
Yeah, I mean, again, one of the things that I gave in my open, Mitch, was that we traded off the print. I think it was a euphoric reaction to the print. I don't necessarily know what all of the optimism was about. However, in the pre-market here on the SPY, let me go ahead and put it up here. We popped all the way up. Looks like I have a high print here of 413.76. And if I flip over to the daily chart, look at the trend line that we ran into. 413.70. We pretty much went right to that trend line and we were rejected off of it. So really all that I'm looking at now is where are we going to end up closing and what do we get from the meeting minutes a little bit later today. I'm not, I think that this probably seals the fact that we get a 25 bips hike in May and then nothing in June. That'd be my guess too. That'd be my knee-jerk reaction to this report.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a positive report. I mean, you went from 6% to 5%. I thought that was very positive, especially if you have worries if inflation is going to spike higher. That's what you wanted to see, a lower than expectation report. But that's just the way that I see the report. I saw it as actually pretty bullish. All right, starting to dip my toes in Soxhel. Just got a starter there. Starter at 1576. So remember I said I want to look for a double bottom. So look right here. This is my double bottom to go off of 1566. So I saw it, then waited for the next candle to close. Now I know where my risk is, down to 62. And I can just let this start seeing this reverse. What I really want to see is the Qs kind of recover this kind of bottoming candle where it came off of in the morning, that 830 candle. You see how you're getting a wick there? Now, to me, wicks can be tricks. Maybe it wasn't a close below that level. And as long as we close above that level, we could bounce here. So I'm taking a little shot here. Stocks out.
Real quick, just to kind of check in here. This was a miss for me. Did not trade this here this morning, but man, what a move. Saito came into that 168 and bounced, cleared out 195 easily. Tons of buying volume, cleared out the VWAP. Now we cleared out 241, still going higher here on Saito. Next spot I have is 294, currently at 254. So another 40 cents from here. Again, just big time move on volume here. One of the things that I'm going to be looking at for some of these day trades for hitting exits, again, not in this one, so can't use this here, but I want to set this up. I'm using the stochastics here, and the setting I'm going to have is 1433. So I changed one of those numbers from a 1 to a 3. I think that just makes it a little bit more accurate. And then when we see one of these, the blue line cross down through the red line, that might be our exit signal. So I'm going to keep you posted on that when I actually start trading that, or when I actually start using that in trades. Again, no trade here. Saito actually pulling back here now. Let's see if we pull back towards the VWAP. That might give you another setup.
All right, starting to size into the Soxhel. Just got another entry here. Going to let it test towards 66 if it does. But now just trying to hold a little tighter here. Want to see the Qs make a move to the VWAP. That's a move back to 317.30s, or I have 28 as the VWAP.
Oh, that should have been it. Taking a look at Amazon and how I missed this short on the $100 as it came back and tested the previous close. That's on me. I should have had this on my short list. I am surprised that the MES hasn't gone back to test the 4150.
One of my oil stocks pulling back significantly here. ConocoPhillips was up significantly to start the day, but that's definitely pulled back off of the gains there. Just keeping an eye on to see what's going to happen there. Now, EOG is the one that's pulling back. I want to see if this can get a little bit of a VWAP bounce, come back towards 122.25. But just keeping an eye on some of the oil names. Definitely don't want to see the Qs break through this 315, 33s anymore. Because if it breaks through 315, yeah, we're going to have to let go of this trade. See how it comes right to it now. I'm going to look to see if we can just get this pull right back up. Want some fast reaction back to the upside. If not, we'll probably continue leaking. KHC looking a little bit better, at least for defensive names. That's one that I have on the right-hand side here.
You've got NVIDIA coming down to 266.50s, an area where it did go ahead and bounce from a couple of days ago. So keep an eye on that.
CELZ seems like a fake out. Lots of shorts trapped in GFAI, says the Crow. You seen some of those smaller names move today?
I'm going to try something slightly risky, but that is life. I'm going to try to go short on the future side on the MES at 41.4950 with 5 contracts. You've also got VWAP right there. So I'm going to give it about a 5-point stop loss. Yeah, there you go. That's going to be about my stop loss there. All right, we're about two points away from getting filled.
Looking to see if I can get a 1590 run here for Soxal. The Qs start pushing their way back. I need this 5-minute candle to go green. That'd be a good outlook. We got about 30 seconds here. It's ticking towards the green, but still back towards red. It just ticked for a second.
Jay, if you have that keg party, let me know the deets. I will show up.
Yes. I need a keg stand after today.
I was going to say, Mitch's probably in for that too.
Keg stands all day.
I'm not committing to keg stands, but I will committing to showing up. I will commit.
Got to show off the handstand ability, bro. All right, now we're getting that kind of hammer candle on the Qs, reversal signal for me on the 5-minute. For me. You guys make your own decision.
Got filled on the short side of things. I'm happy with my fill. Now we see if this VWAP is going to hold. That along with this hold number is my biggest line of defense, if you will, on the short side. We shall see how it goes. And yes, the SPY did go ahead and cross the 411s as well. As you can see right there on that trend line. Nice little bounce.
Now I'm getting the Soxal starting to make a nice little push. I'll look for pullbacks on Soxal to start adding and look for the drive back to the VWAP.
Ooh, Riot new highs. Bitcoin. I actually didn't even check Bitcoin recently. Bitcoin's down. Riot at highs here. That's interesting to note. Let me check on Mara as well.
The coins, man.
I'm swinging some Mara $13 calls all the way out till I think it's
swinging, bro.
Yeah, so on my let's see here.
I see you.
What is the?
I want to get you on start swing trading.
It's actually so it's like a very close near dated one. It's 28th of April is the expiration on that one. All right, so you got futures now right near that VWAP. Come on, baby, reject and come down.
Yeah, AAL down big with that kind of announcement that they gave. They got hit hard on that. I haven't added to the Soxal trade. It's right here at 1590. I could just take the profits here and run, but I'm looking for the little push into the 16s. Really, the Qs, though, not giving what I wanted to see, which is a fast reaction up. It's just kind of slow, tick, tick, tick. Looking to see if it takes a 316 here. So 945, we put in that wick, right? A 950 candle. I want to see if we can recover back to VWAP by 10 a.m. So we got about, what, 3 minutes left here. Would like to see a recovery starting to come back. But the Qs are fighting that 316. It's not being able to get in there. Went to 315.97.
All right, there's a rejection from the VWAP that we wanted. 5 contracts, up about $75, up about 3 points. Now let's see if we can get a fill all the way down to 41.43.75. 41.43.75. Come on down.
Come on down to Flavor Town.
Now, nope, never mind. I was going to say a part of me wanted to close this around here in anticipation of this coming right back up to test it another time so I could go ahead and get refilled and have a little bit of cushion, but it already did that, so we shall be patient. Am I short SPY too? No, I'm not. Okay.
It's like, you're hedging yourself, bro.
Well, no, it wouldn't be a hedge. It would just be short on the futures and on the SPY itself. But unfortunately,
both the same way. All right, at least.
Yeah, unfortunately, TradeStation makes me switch account, so I can't really see it unless I log on to the.
Yeah, it gets frustrating with that
other thing. But nonetheless, here we go.
Q's is staying put right now. They're not really kind of coming back. Is the SPY coming back?
It's trying to. It's trying to bounce here, but it's kind of consolidating after this first bounce. Might actually break lower here.
Yeah, we're not getting the strength back that I wanted to see in the Qs.
All the strength is in GFAI today. I mean, just a huge move. We check out this. I'm serious.
The strength.
I'm not. Look at this chart, Mitch. This thing broke through 1754, which was a line that we had outlined before. Went to 2152 again, a level that we had before. Monster. Came back to VWAP, then took it out and is going higher. I mean, at this point, we're going to need. I'm going to need to start finding more upside targets for GFAI. To be honest, let me start doing that.
Looks like we're trading the wrong ones today, Zunaid.
I sure am. Yesterday was good. Today, a different story. A different
That's
story.
That's the market, baby. That's the market.
That's right. That's a good point, and that's something not to be forgot. Dude.
If you think you can understand standard deviation, you can survive in this market. Yeah. What are you using, Urban, for that? Are you using Bollinger Band? A Bollinger Band?
Man, I would love for this to
2651 next spot. Which one? I'm put your
You're
screen
good. You're good. On the we're about maybe 2 points away from getting filled on the profit side on this MES short. Part of me just wants to go ahead and come on. There you go. There you go. We're so close. We're so close. We're so close. I'm just gonna take it. Whatever. Cool. Done. All right. That short worked out. We wanted the rejection off because you had the whole number of 4150 and we had the VWAP right there, which is why we took that trade. That worked out for us, as you saw us just lock in those gains. Now, I would not be surprised if we come back and either do two things. Retest this, the 4150, which is why I wanted to lock in those gains so I can refill here. Or a part of me wanted to hold on to one contract in case we wanted to close a gap here at 4136.50s. Let's see which way we go.
It looked like we want lower, that's for sure. I'm just looking to see if we get reversal. I'm still in the stocks out, but if I get cut out of this one, I might just take it easy with the swing trades for the rest of the day to make sure that I cover myself. There's a little bounce in the Qs off the 315.33s again.
All right, set up for another short at 41.49.50s and 41.51.25 on the future side of things.
Evil, Zunaid. Evil.
To me, never.
Never.
I'm going to go over a short that I missed on Amazon that I should have paid attention to. So we talked about the 100-hour level and 15-minute. You see it break down on the 100-hour level. Then on the 15-minute retest it. The reason I should have paid attention to it is because, one, I was already looking at it from the long side of things, but also, two, you've got the previous close at 99.92, and the psychological level, $100. That definitely should have been an easy short there for me. I say easy, but of course, hindsight comes into play of my opinion there as well. But here we go. Glad we went ahead. And so the game plan that we had is working out, right? We got the rejection. We went ahead and covered in hopium that it would come back and give us more contracts to short. Let's see if we can actually get up there. We got about another point to go before we can go ahead and grab some more shorts on the micro side of futures on the SPY. There's the fill on 3
Q's
contracts.
coming back.
2 more will be filled at 41, 51, 25, which is right near VWAP.
Looking for pullbacks to 88 to add on SOXL. Then going to hold the rest, break even. Looking for the Qs to really come back to VWAP now. See what happens here. The crow, the crow. I need the crow sound, man. Come on. There it's 1597, looking a lot better here in SOXL now, looking for pullbacks to the 80s to add, but I don't think I'll get the pullback to add. Just looking for the pullback for the add. It's up to 16s now. Looking good here. We're definitely getting a nice little push here.
Market trying to continue a bounce here.
Yep.
There we
just got
go.
filled on their 2 other contracts, so now we're short 5 once again. We already made money on this the first time. Let's see if we can make money on the second time. Stop loss is 41, 55, 25. I am going to move.
Right. Canceling the order to add for right now. I'm just looking to take some more profits as we start pushing through here. Come on. Q still kind of resisting the trend move higher. So I have like this hourly trend that I'm looking at right now, and I want to see if we can get above that. So I'll show you guys that on the Qs. This is the middle chart right here, the hourly. So you can see how there's like a lot of hourly support around this 35, 33s. Look, I wanted to get back to like 317 really. That would keep us in the bullish trend. Any move below 315 now? Yeah, I think we could leak the rest of the day. So we'll see what happens now.
Bet, if you're in Vancouver, I'm curious. I would love to get some help, but if you want to DM me, you can. I've got some friends in Vancouver that I'd love to send like a gift basket type situation, but I don't know good ideas around there. So if you have any thoughts, let me know. Because usually I just buy stuff here, then mail it to them, but that's like $70 in mailing that I'd rather just use on getting them something. All right. Come on. We're battling right near VWAP.
Q's trying to get a little higher. They need to give a little step up, but.
And of course, I've got this crayon here. We'll see how it behaves. Little trend line that's drawn. We shall see if it behaves and rejects. So you had the 50, you had the VWAP, and you have this trend line. Now, look, you'll notice I'm short 5. 3 of them I'm going to go ahead and cover here in hopes of covering here. Then the other remaining 2, I will probably try to tell myself I'm brave enough to cover until we get to the 4140s.
D Snoop, I don't think that's actually weird at all. It's one thing that you can clearly see. Cryptocurrency has some correlation with our markets. But
Yeah,
I think
I
more
also
the Qs than I'd say the SPY.
I also think that at the end of the day, you're talking about speculative assets, right? So you're talking about the SPY, you're talking about Bitcoin. They have their differences, but they're both speculative assets. And I think when the market is strong for one of them, it's strong for both of them. That's one of the things that you're seeing. What was more interesting than that was the flight to Bitcoin that we saw during the banking crisis, almost as if people are willing to give Bitcoin a chance because it doesn't, it's not a currency that is controlled like the fiat is from the banks.
All right, paid myself team here. I paid myself 70% of the position on SOXL there. The big reason I paid myself that 70% is that I'm just tiny bit in the red now. I was able to take majority of that Marvell loss that I clearly said it was a full-size loss there. So I was able to like bounce back. So now where I'm just tiny bit into the red, and the remaining shares can just be what gets me into the green here. And I can be break even on the rest and just look to see if the Qs reverse and keep pushing higher. So I took some off there at 1602. Make sure we're back into the game. And this gives me the ability to really let the swing trades work versus running to the profit just because I want to cover my day, right? ING brought up in the chat there. That's a bank. It's a global bank. It is going higher, but I have nothing much to give on this except just follow the trend. It seems like the trend is higher right now until that trend, turns around. But there's the Qs. We're almost back to VWAP. VWAP is going to be fun to take some more profits off on SOXL. That's towards 1625s. Let's see if we can get to 317s on the Qs. Looks like we did that kind of washout move recovery. At least that's what I see there on the Qs right here. You can see that bottoming action here on the 5-minute around the 315.62. We could always reject VWAP and come right back down through that level. But I could see VWAP coming into play here. That's why I went with the SOXL reversal. And we'll see if we can get back up towards the VWAP, take some more profit, continue to see this one get a little bit higher, the Qs, and start pushing back. Apple, how's that doing? Ooh, nice little reversal there back towards the upside. I'd like to see if Apple can get to 162. Kicking it to you, my friend.
Jay, good, nice trade there on Bud. You outlined that from the beginning, and you're already starting to close it. So awesome stuff. Leaving some on for runners. Great job of trade and risk management and capital management in that trade. Again, let me know when the kegger is. And real quick, Walter suggested overlay NQ in Bitcoin. I overlaid QQQ in Bitcoin. So QQQ is the price candles and Bitcoin is the yellow line that you see. And as Walter was saying, they pretty much move together. Don't have exactly the same movement, don't have exactly the same values, but definitely moving together. You can see that pretty clearly here. Good stuff. Good stuff there, Walter.
I hear the birds, baby. I hear the birds.
That is such a nice, peaceful thing to hear.
So the tree I have my window open because it's gorgeous here in Chicago, 62 degrees. And I have this flock of red-winged blackbirds that have some of the coolest calls you've ever heard. And they are just going crazy this morning. So glad it's not bothering you. Glad that you like it.
No, not at all.
Yeah, not at all.
It's better than my smoke detector.
Yeah,
that's true. You know what else is funny, Zunaid, is that they sing to my birds, right? So I keep my birds in here. And when I uncover them in the morning, my birds start making noise and the birds outside talk back to them. And then there's a whole bunch of activity. It's cool.
Is it hard to take care of birds?
No. Well, I would say yes and no. First of all, I have 2 of them, so they're very social with each other. They keep each other company. They play with each other. They fight with each other, just like anyone. You feed them, you clean the cage once a week. You feed them seed. It's really not bad. The only problem is that, especially around me, it's not easy to find a vet that the services birds. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's what I'm going to. And here's the problem. On the really bad day where something bad happens to them and you have to take them, it's tough. It's tough. I had 3 birds. They were all siblings. And one of them had a prolapse. I won't go into it, but it happened at 7:30 p.m. on a Saturday where everything was closed. And I had to find an emergency vet that took care of birds. And it was an hour away. And it's just not, that moment really sucks if you don't have a vet that takes care of them. Otherwise, that's great.
Yeah, I agree. That kind of sucks for sure. I did want to mention, I did get a question in the chat just to answer you. Stay focused. I didn't miss your question, man. Airbnb is something that I didn't want to talk today for start swing trading, but due to the event, I'm not going to have start swing trading today. So we're going to have to push the interview for Edwin Dorsey back. I'm going to try to make it tomorrow. I just haven't gotten confirmation that he'll be able to, but I'll let you know, of course. Keep up with me, of course, on my Twitter. I'll let you know there.
I did get stopped out on my future short. SPY did go ahead and jump up above VWAP there.
Yeah, Qs are working their way back. We're almost to the VWAP. I'm almost able to sell some more SOXL as we get to 1622. I'll take some more off.
All right, call me crazy, but it worked the first time, not the second time. Let's see how it goes on the long side. I'm going to look to go long the futures on the 41, 52 area, looking to buy 3 contracts there. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for this 15-minute candle to close. I'm going to cancel that order. I'm going to see how that goes. Amazon. All right, so now Amazon is at 100. If you like the short in the market, I would take a look at Amazon. as it's approaching $100. It's right near VWAP and the previous close. If you like the short in the market, see if you also like Amazon short. Just throwing an idea out there. Or if you like it long, wait for it to get over that resistance area of 100, right? So if we go ahead and pop this to a minute, let me go ahead and turn that off. You can see we tried to get to it, couldn't do it earlier. Obviously, poked above, but came right back down. Now what do we do around 100? You're above VWAP on the 1 minute for me. Can you go ahead and get above? I'm on the 15 minute is what I'm focused on here. What I'm looking to do, let's go ahead and get rid of this crayon. That was not working out. What I'm looking to do is have this close above around 41.55 or so, then try to have it test this area and have it purchase back at 41.52s or so. But we'll see what the futures want to do.
Real quick here. EOSC, this has been Noel's baby from the beginning here. EOSC, they had a huge sell-off today. It was actually halted to the downside on a $40 million registered direct offering. That was right around the open today on EOSC. Interesting thing here, it is definitely bouncing. The interesting thing here, I actually just came across another pretty big call buy. Now, this is only 80K worth of capital, so I guess maybe it's not that big. These are out of the money calls. The 15 calls, they bought a lot of 2,000 of them. The reason I'm mentioning this is because, was it yesterday or the day before? It was earlier this week, Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember which day. EOSC had another huge call buy, and I think they were the $20 calls. So out of the money, big time out of the money calls. We're seeing some more. I'm guessing people are thinking this is going to move up despite that offering. And by the way, Mitch, you had mentioned ING earlier, right? Briefly, it was something from the chat.
Yep.
ING, I'm seeing some puts come in here. Nothing really. This is the second one that I've seen. Nothing really crazy here. ING up. I don't have a read on this either. Sorry
Not
about
feeling
that.
good about the way the Qs are reacting here near VWAP. I'm taking the stock sell money and running. I just took it off of there. Now I'm back into the green, but not going to let this just pull back and then not be into the green for the day, right? And so at least this gives me the ability to now take a reassessment, calm down, got hit hard on Marvell, fought back on stock sell. Now just be patient, right? That's where it gets difficult. After you start trading, can you be patient? That's where a lot of traders, they just do what? They go right back into the next trade. That's what I'm going to try to avoid right now. Even if I didn't get it right, let's say the Qs continue going higher. It's okay to bounce back. What's more important is what? Staying in the green today, right? That's more important for me than trying to battle and play hero and look for the move for stock sell to like 17 here and then get stopped out, break even, and I'm not even back into the green for the day. So we'll see if I can get back into the name or what I take from here. But a lot of times for me, it's more capital preservation, and I saved my capital. I'm back into the green, and now I can be smart with my trades versus battling.
Crow, you asked about GFAI, if it can bounce from VWAP. This is a line that I've got drawn here. Thank you. About the $22 area. So you had resistance there. We poked above, and you've got VWAP there. So yeah, I would expect for this area to kind of hold. Let's see where I could draw that. Expect it to hold, and if it doesn't, you can go ahead and cut loose below, like, let's say 21.50 or so. And I think the risk reward to me looks good, but you are also making, I believe it's lower highs. Yep, continuously. So something to kind of keep an eye on there as well.
Taking
but
a
I think
look at
that's the
what's
area
leading.
You want to try to buy it.
What's leading on the day? We got healthcare leading. So drug manufacturers pushing in higher. Man, this is one area that I tell you guys, sometimes I have industries and sectors like I see them well, but then I don't get the trade well. This was one that I definitely have been looking at for a while, this drug manufacturing turn, and look at the miss. Look at that. That's opportunity right there. You ride a wave like that in 2 weeks. Since March, we pretty much bottomed. Since pretty much let's say March 10th, about 1 month, that's pretty nice on the drug manufacturers. Getting a nice little push higher. Lilly today, Merck pushing higher, AbbVie pushing higher, Bristol Myers pushing higher, SNY, AZN, NBS. I remember when this NBS was up there, I was looking for that floating island type of trade. I was like, where's my man Ryan to save me? He wasn't here. But these look strong. And I definitely would say, I mean, Pfizer is probably the weakest one out of all of them, but it is also having a decent day.
So that floating island kind of ran away from you on NVS, didn't it?
Yeah, the one that I'm a little upset that I got stopped out in is Cigna today. Just probably didn't understand the range, but it is starting to come back on this huge down move on the early part of the day. That definitely did stop me out. It's how it goes sometimes, team. And look at Soxel retracing here. And so kind of happy that I took my money and ran, because right now I'd be feeling the pressure as this is back into the 1590s. One that is doing well, ConocoPhillips took back to the upside, so that's doing good for the swing trades. EOG's one that's doing decent for the swings. And then I'm looking to see if DHR can really kind of keep pushing higher. We didn't want it to take out like the 250s, just wanted to get up there to the 254s and close above that level. Let's get back to the SPY action. SPY's now rejecting that VWAP. Qs are probably doing the same. Look how we went right to the VWAP, rejected. So we could get a test back to the lows, and that's what I was kind of worried about on Soxel. It doesn't mean that it could break the 1570s, but we could go right back to that level, and that would have been frustrating to give up. There you go, Will. That's what I love to hear, man. You close those swings. That isn't a base hit, baby. That's a home run. That's what I call a da-na-na, da-na-na.
All right, on the SPY futures on the MES side of things, I went ahead and got filled 3 contracts long at 41.50, 175 on that retest of SPY. Looking to purchase 2 more at 41.50s if we can. And what is going on here?
Money, 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 money. Don't. Money.
And then let's go ahead and check out Snow.
ARKK names. ARKK going lower right now. Is Tesla going lower? Yeah, Tesla's going lower. I wasn't feeling short, but I'm even feeling a little bit of your Amazon short now. That's interesting. We'll see. I think it definitely got a little choppy now on the day.
Yeah, I mean, you've got yourself about 30 cents off of that level the second time around. So, you know, and there's
PayPal showing strength.
Oh, where is it? There we go. All right, we are up approximately 3 points on our contracts. I'm looking to go ahead and sell them around there. Come on, why do you do this to me?
PayPal's chart looks interesting to me, at least for relative strength, right? That's a pretty nice looking chart. Well, SQ. How's the block doing? Ooh, block's getting smacked.
Did it break 66? That was the area I kept looking at.
Yeah, you went to 65, man. It's slightly below.
Let's see how it behaved. Let's see how it behaved at 66 and how it got there.
Seem to see PayPal so strong and block getting hit so hard. Runway. All right, looking around to see what's going to kind of get moving here. Are we going to get that next step up?
We're up about 5 points almost on the future side of things. I'm going to kind of be patient and see if I can get 41.58 or so. But y'all know me, I probably will close this out as soon as I see a little bit of a spike to the upside.
That's interesting, Voodoo. You've been seeing it kind of be more of an inverse trade. Normally they trade pretty side by side, so be interesting to know when the separation in the relationship happened. All right, and I do want to kind of mention you guys, if you guys are interested and you guys are maybe wrapping up your trading and you guys just want to continue watching some great content, don't forget, we still got the Cannabis Capital Conference going on right now. Yesterday, Ric Flair on the stage, right? You guys know it. Mike Tyson. You know it. Can't miss it. Don't want to miss out on today's action. Definitely, I just threw up the link there for you guys to check out the Cannabis Capital Conference. And we're going to be wrapping up shortly here, team. I'm going to wrap up here at 10:30 today as we start wrapping up. If you guys see anything else, let me know, team. We're going to wrap up a little bit earlier today as I need to go ahead and focus on the Cannabis Capital Conference and do some things.
As someone that has worked several of those cannabis conferences, when Ric Flair and Mike Tyson get together, it is fireworks. Those two are absolutely hilarious. So
I know, man. The only thing I'm jealous on is they get to smoke it up wherever. I don't.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, look, I've never smoked a joint in my life, but the first time I do it, having it be with those two fellas, I mean, that's a story to tell, in my opinion.
Right, Zunaid, that's not the worst.
I might have to hit up
story
Jason
to tell
and be like, hey, man, listen, I'm not really trying to work the event, but if you want, I can hang out with them for like 30 minutes and get this content in.
You got to do the classic, right? It's all about the classic.
I'm gonna send him to outer space to find another race.
Look, I'd be like coughing up everywhere.
I love that drop, Mitch.
Hey, you know it, team. You know it. And if you didn't notice, that was a Spencer throwback face.
I miss Spencer.
Good old Spencer.
Good old Spencer. But yeah, you got to do like Elon. I puffed, but I didn't inhale. Right?
Yes, yeah. I got a YouTube like how to smoke weed, and I'll figure it out though. I figured out trading from doing that. I'm sure I can figure that out.
We'll get you there, my friend. We'll get you there. All right, let's get back to the market here. Definitely smash the like out there. Picard doing well today. Healthcare doing well. Utilities doing well today. Energy doing decent. Really what's in the red is the high beta names, consumer cyclicals. Those are definitely taking a big beating today. Areas that are definitely getting hit, apparel stores, department stores. You can see how those are going down. Macy's, KSS. Honestly, I don't know how you're invested in KSS or Macy's. I love Dennis Dick, but I always hit him a little bit on his Kohl's buy because I'm just like, dude, why do you even have this company? Like, I don't believe these department stores one bit, man. And the long-term success for these, I think the writing's on the wall. A lot of the times we're going to be having digital businesses. There's just too much brick and mortar. These won't last. Even I think Macy's eventually goes out of business. I see KSS like a Sears story, slowly but surely going out of business, but we'll see what happens. All right. Or you could compare it to the JCPenney, right? JCPenney story. That's very similar. BDS also down there. We'll see technology down on the day. AMD, how's the really strong names like AMD and NVIDIA? They're hanging out. NVIDIA is a little weaker than AMD. AMD is slightly above VWAP. I'm seeing the Qs just kind of play around here. They haven't really decided where it wants to go, if it wants to go down or up. They're right at the VWAP, kind of hanging out here. The battle between the Bulls and the Bears going on right now, but we'll see what happens to these names. Any comments that you guys see on sectors and industry you guys want to make? But at least for me, it looks like kind of that indecision right now that's hitting.
I want to comment on GFAI because it looks like we're about to take yet another level. 2651, which we had to go find. Taken 1754 was your trigger. 2152 level destroyed. 2651 looks like this is on deck. Let me reset this chart. I mean, this is just a big time rager here. Next spot I have is 3663. If it goes through this, so we'll see if this can materialize. I'm not in this. Wish I was, but I'm not.
What I liked about that GFAI chart, and I talk about this often, is that you're looking for stocks to stay at the top end of the range, not the bottom end of the range. What do I mean is that I'll show you guys what I saw in that GFAI and why I like it, right? Is that you see how a stock pops here in early April, right? It comes down, people start forgetting about it. Then, of course, it pops up at the 14, people start trading it again. But what you really want to see is a stock when it gets to this type of action. Sideways action at the top of the range is a good thing to see. Pretty much means that the Bulls are in control and the Bears can't take it down. But the Bulls haven't taken it higher through the resistance. So the next time we go up through that level, especially if you're not seeing hard downside action from the top of the range, that gets me a lot more confident to take these kind of breakouts. So you can see how GFAI went sideways for about like 2 or 3 days. Then this morning in the pre-market just takes off like a rocket. And so those are the type of things that we want to be looking at, right? It was right out the gates, actually, that it actually made the up move. But you want to be looking for that type of action. Sideways action at the top of the range is a good sign. It shows that the bears can take control and that they can't knock it down on extreme levels. The crow, baby. Caca, caca.
Did we look for a drop to put that on the soundboard?
Yeah, I've honestly needed it, man.
Yeah.
I need a good one.
Yeah.
Just use the one that the Hawks use. Like
oh, there you go. Don't even talk about the Hawks. We ain't going to get into that.
Why is that, Mitch?
We ain't going to get into that. We ain't going to get into all that.
It's okay. It's okay. Your Heat
We ain't going to get into all that. We ain't going to get into all that.
Yeah, I think today the favorites go ahead and take it.
Yeah, it's how it is, man. It's how it is. The Suns are going to take it, man. The Suns are going to take it. GFAI 2630.
I know. I'm at this point now. I'm sitting here like, damn. Normally I don't have FOMO, but I do on this one.
You feel that FOMO, boy?
We talked about it. We've talked about it. We've seen it.
Q's trying to perk here. They're trying to perk up. You can see what do you see here? You see like 4 candles starting to go sideways, right? This is the middle of the range, but sideways action, consolidation. Let's see if we get a pickup at 317 and get a little push higher here. 317 is the level that I'm gonna look to see if we get a little pickup here. There's 316.92s. We'll get to the 317 spot. We went to 317.03. So looking to see if we close this 5-minute candle above 317. Market's just working its way back slowly.
Yeah, it tested the 4150 once again.
Pow. What's that GS? Ooh, actually getting hit a little bit. Technology. What are we going to do here? Equal weight basis is trying to come back. See, very similar to the Qs today. Cintas, Picard. Just looking at the stocks that are strong in the Qs. Biogen. IDXX. I don't know this one. Index Laboratory. EA. It's in the game. It's in the game. Apple going higher. That's a good sign for the market. Microsoft pushing.
You just
Google.
had the numbers get released.
Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got coming in. Oil numbers definitely can shake up with these 1030 numbers. So after this, we'll probably wrap it up, team. But let's see what happens with the oil numbers here. I have 2 oil plays, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. And KHC is coming back down. That's not good, but we'll see what happens for me on that one. It's just slightly, still slightly in the green. I'm at 39.19s. How's this COP ConocoPhillips react to these numbers? We also get the minutes today at 2 p.m. So get ready, team. Things can all shake up, right? So we'll see if in the minutes they talked a little bit more about the bank concerns. That's what they'll also be on watch. Qs overall rejecting that 317 move. It just went through it, came right back down.
Hey Sal, good job. You know, I'm glad that you got away with profit there. Here. I'm just trying to stay disciplined. I know I'll get hurt if I try to trade it. I know it.
Success looks interesting for me if I wanted to take one more attempt. But to tell you the truth, team, it's one of those days where I'm not feeling so in tune with the move. There's a lot of chop, and I do got other like kind of things that I got to focus on today. So instead of me taking the success trade, knocking me off my focus on what I got to be doing on the day, I'm going to leave this go, even though it looks like a good opportunity here. And like always, we don't have to always take every opportunity, right? We'll see what happens here in the trade. But success trying to go a little bit higher. That means the Qs can go lower, but we'll see what happens on that aspect. You can see how now you're getting what? 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down, 3 up, 3 down. If this breaks through that high again, 316.96, I think we go higher. We break through 316. That's that situational awareness right now between those 2 points. Any last thing that you guys want to wrap up with? I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here, team.
I'm going to wrap up with the same thing I started with, and it'll be very, very quick. As far as the SPY goes, this is what I'm paying attention to, folks. Do we close under this trend line? We were rejected in the pre-market right after the print. I still think I'm still in bearish mode. I think we close under this trend line. That's what I'm waiting for. We'll see what happens.
Question, not about the stocks, but I know we talked about cataracts in the past. When people get cataract surgery on their eyes, do they not just get 2 eyes at the same time? Because my mom just called and said my dad's getting his done on the 18th for 1 eye. And I was like, can you not just do both eyes at the same time? Is that not efficient? I don't know. Do you know anything about that, Ryan?
Well, I have not had cataract surgery, so no. My dad did years ago. I can't remember if it was 1 eye or 2. The only thing, and this is completely worthless to you, the only thing I can relate that to is when I had my wisdom teeth removed, I had them done 1 at a time. I had 2 of them. I had them done 1 at a time because of the limit to Novocaine that they could use.
Yeah, because she was like, yeah, she was like, yeah, it's going to be on the 18th and the other
1 eye at a time.
Late May. And I was like, that makes no sense, but okay.
1 eye at a time. The chat is in unison.
All right, cool. I need to do some more research on this. But anyway, happy trading. See y'all.
All right, we'll see what happens on the rest of the day. We'll wrap up here, team. You guys smash the like if you guys enjoyed all the action right here on live trading. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow. Hit that like, hit the share, let everybody know this is the best community to trade with, and that's really what it's all about. Hit the like. We'll see you tomorrow, team.